Assim contentes à voltinha da fogueira, que tenha dia que as estrelas não pôr. Os meninos à volta da fogueira não sabem bem o som. Meninos à volta da fogueira não aprenderam.
Welcome to everyone. Welcome. Excellencies, dear guests, the Republic of Angola, like other countries in the world, and in particular on the African continent, has been affected by the recent international crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, which has had an impact on the economy and lives of the Angolan people. But under the leadership of President João Lourenço, the Republic of Angola took the appropriate measures to control the COVID-19 pandemic by vaccinating most of its citizens and observing all the World Health Organization guidelines. Most recently, with the outbreak of the conflict in Ukraine, that the President had put in place to stabilize consumer prices and fight market speculators. Given the economic policies carried out by the government, which includes an increase in diversification of its domestic production, as well as creating conditions of infrastructure to support the economic situation, most especially for the Angolan small businessmen, of cooperation between the Republic of Ghana and Angola, particularly with regards to the exchange of goods and services between the two countries. Excellencies, the Republic of Angola continues to play an active role in the international politics as a member of several organizations such as the South African Development Community, the Economic Community for Central African States, the African Union, among others. We currently hold the presidency for the International Conference for the Great Lake Regions, where President João Lourenço has been engaged in mediating the conflict between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. And I can proudly say that today he went to the Republic of Rwanda to try and mediate the conflict. As a result of these efforts aimed at contributing to stabilize peace in Africa, President Lourenço was distinguished with the title of Champion for Peace and Reconciliation in Africa by the African Union. On this occasion, Excellencies, allow me to express Angola's satisfaction in seeing Ghana preside over the United Nations Security Council during this month of November 2022, and at a time when the world and the African continent continues to face challenging situations such as the terrorism in the Sahel region and armed conflicts in other regions.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, our bilateral relations have been characterized by exchanges of high-level visits between the two countries, which have contributed to the strengthening of Ghana-Angola relations. It may be recalled that in August 2019, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic, paid an official visit to Angola from the 8th to 9th of August 2019, during which Ghana and Angola signed 3 agreements, namely agreements on the operationalization of a bilateral commission for cooperation, memorandum of understanding on education, and reciprocal visa exemption for diplomatic and service passports. Angola's strides in its relations with its African neighbors have been a remarkable and reassuring feature of President Lourenço's administration. Ghana is confident that its approach will be sustained. It is also our fervent hope that the deepening of the political and economic ties between Ghana and Angola will ultimately serve the interests of the peoples of our two countries as we strive in our pursuit third continental goals towards the realization of an integrated Africa. Your Excellencies, another milestone achievement of the continent's credits is the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, envisaged decades ago. The AFTA has now become Africa's biggest project, targeted at exploring and adding value to our resources to further expand trading activities among African countries to boost our intra-Africa trade with the sole aim of creating wealth and the necessary job opportunities for our populations, particularly the teeming youth. Your Excellencies, against this backdrop, it is refreshing to note that Ghana, together with 6 other African state parties to the AFTA, have already commenced trading under AFTA arrangements, and it is our desire that Angola will join. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Ghana and Angola will prioritize inter-regional projects that can facilitate the free movement of persons, goods, and services for the mutual benefit of its people. In spite of the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic and the pressures exacerbated by the Russia-Ukraine war on our economies, African countries have been presented with the opportunity to collectively work for the development of our economies to liberate the continent of poverty. In conclusion, I wish to reaffirm Ghana's commitment to closely work with Angola to further strengthen our cooperation in all fields of endeavor, both at the bilateral and multilateral levels, with the view to promote economic and social cohesion, which are anchored on mutual respect for the rule of law and human rights, and the maintenance of peace and stability. In a toast to the continuing well-being, peace, and prosperity of the people of the Republic of Angola between our two friendly countries. Long live Ghana-Angola relations. I thank you all for your kind attention.
The lion of Africa. I have Africa so much on my heart. I'm so passionate about Africa. You know, now, God bless Angola, you know, for how far we have brought this great nation. And it is our prayer that grace will abound. Grace will pave the way for the Angolans, so that where God wants Angola to be, you know, His grace will pave the way, you know, for them to be there. Now, when you examine history critically, you will understand that Ghana played a very pivotal role when it comes to the Angolan destiny, you know, the independence of Angola. Ghana, under Osagito, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, championed and played a very pivotal role, you know, for Angola to achieve independence. It is our collective prayer that, you know, as Angola celebrates 47 years of independence, you know, leadership will be redefined. Are you getting the point? Leadership will be redefined, because the success of the nation is on strategic leadership. If the leadership is bad, the nation will be bad. If the leadership is good, the nation will thrive. So we are praying that when it comes to, the 14th season, Africans will know the right people to vote for. We shouldn't allow partisan politics, to bear our good democracy that we have achieved for many years. We have to vote wisely for the right leaders to be the help of affairs. That is how we will be able to develop Africa. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is the African unity. The African unity is key. The African unity is key. When we come together, we will succeed. This is what God told me as the Lion of Africa. If we can come together practically, I tell you, grace will be made available, and Africa will thrive. Africa will succeed. So it is my prayer that our leaders will have that consciousness, practical to bring Africa together, because the Western world segregated the black man. That's a divide and rule tactic. So that we become weaker or weaker. When we are divided, we are weaker. But when we come together, with united front, we are thriving, we are prospering. So I am pushing the African unity agenda through this.
47 years in Ghana. I think this is something that is very, very important. It's absolutely amazing. I'm super honored to be here today. I'm an Angolan, but I didn't get the chance to grow up in my own country. I actually grew up in Holland. Because of war, it was not able for me to be there. So it has affected my whole entire life, my family's life, my parents' life. Actually, when my parents were born, the Portuguese were still in Angola, so they were not free. So for me to be able to be here today to talk about freedom and to actually be free, it's amazing. I feel like it's something that should be celebrated always.
How do you feel being in Ghana?
I love Ghana. I think Ghana is amazing. I love that we can create this unity together, and I also love that we're all Africans, and I feel like we should come together. We should not divide each other or create more borders than there already are. I think this was a great event, and I think there's more coming in the future.
What do you love most about Ghana?
What I love about Ghana is the peacefulness. Ghana is very peace, it's quiet, it's very safe. And I just really love that you can be yourself, and Ghana feels like home to me. Yeah.
So what other information can you pass to the Angolans?
I feel like Angolans, we should be more open to traveling, to going to other African countries, to explore ourselves. I never thought that here in Ghana I would meet so many other fellow Angolans, and here I am today. We have a whole community of Angolans here in Ghana, and I'm very honored to be a part of it. So for me, it's an amazing time to be African right now. I think a lot of things are happening, a lot of changes are coming, and I am blessed to be a part of it.
Your final word to the world and your name.
So my name is Angola'S. So I have my own production house, Almeida Production House. I am a filmmaker.